Hey everyone, it's Liz. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch and all of my other crafts. Today is Wednesday. Had to think about that for a second. Wednesday, November 12th, and I have got all kinds of stuff for you today, um, including two finishes. The first one, which I'm sure some of you already know about, is Jelly World. It's done. It's completely done. That is 90,240 stitches. It's 1/1 full cross on a 25 count Lugana. Oh my God, it's done. This I started this on December 27th. So basically worked 319. No, I figured this out. I think it was 319 days. Anyways, tons of days on this. Got it finished in less than a year, which makes me very excited. This is the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along for 2025. If you don't know, and oh my goodness, you guys, it's so pretty. This is gonna get washed and ironed and framed like immediately. I have to figure out who will do it, but I'm done. I know everyone's gonna ask about next year's Stitch Along. I'll talk about that when I get to plans. Okay, but so finished. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I need a break. I need a break. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is the Whip into Shape challenge that Andrew the Runner Stitcher put together. I finished my Lothlorien. This has a bunch of back stitching in it, which I got done too, just to get this fully finished. So now I really just need to, with all the other things, figure out an FFO. If I do, who knows? This has some interesting, it's supposed to be back stitch, but I did it as straight stitch or a long stitch because it's two strands of DMC. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you do back stitch in two strands, it's going to be very, very visible. And sometimes it can look really weird. So not my favorite. So I did it in the straight stitch. I think it looks good. That is 18 count. Ada and 2/1 cross stitch, full cross. Everything's full cross. I only do tent stitch on needlepoint because I am weird like that. If it's called for in the pattern, that's great. I'll do it. But other than that, I'm not going to. So yeah. All right. So those are my two finishes. Super excited about those. And that's by Country Magic Stitch, by the way, that Visit Lothlorien, if you're interested. I actually have a lot of patterns from that site. So, uh, two done. My goal for each year is to finish 4 projects. I've got 2. So I'm kind of hoping I can do 2 more. I don't think I'll get them done before the end of the year, but we'll see. I do have a few things that are nearing completion. So the next thing to talk about is Whip Go. We now have all the numbers. We know what we're doing for the rest of the year. I'm still working on October. I'm finished working on October, but I was. So I did the America Land That We Love because October, the last number was 17, which was something I haven't worked on this year. So here it is. It's big. I finished up the Iowa corn and then did the Kansas one and then started on the next one, which is Kentucky. Um, I'm supposed to do 5 days of work for each whip go call, and I didn't do 5 whole days, and that's okay. This is one of those ones that if I'm in the mood, I can get a lot done. I can get a few squares done, and if I'm not, I don't. So it just didn't happen this time, and that's okay. But so that was my whip go for October. For November, the numbers are 3 and 22. 3 is a Teresa Wentzler project. I am working on my mermaid for that, and I'm not going to show it to you because that's also being done as part of my 24 hours of cross stitch, which is in progress. So I'm not going to show you those because I don't want to kind of ruin the surprise of how much I got done. So I'm putting this together because it's my whip go, my rules. The other one, number 22, was Paris because I have a lot of things that are either from Paris or reminiscent of Paris. So I'm working on Lavu. This is actually a kit. Here she is. I've got quite a lot done. This is a kit that I picked up. It's the Kit Maker's Princess. And it is small. I think it's 18 count. It might actually be more like 20 count. I don't even know if they tell you. They say 18 count red Ada, but honestly, it seems smaller than 18. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I love these Lady and the Unicorn tapestries. Um, I just love them. I've been to the Cluny several times and stood in front of them until somebody drags me away. So anything of this nature, I am a huge fan of, and I just go crazy. So this is La Vue. I've already finished another one last year, I think it was. So that is what I'm working on this week. I've been getting a little progress in on it. I have to say though, this red Ada is like the stiffest. It almost feels plasticky, kind of gross, but I love the picture. So I've been working on that. In December, we have the last numbers, and we finally got that 13, which is crazy because I put kit something up and start as number 13. So I've been waiting all this time. So I will be kitting something up and starting. I'm already started kitting it because why wouldn't you? I actually started kitting it a while ago because I'm a brat. Um, but of course, it wants me to restart my tablet right now because, yeah, technology and I don't get along. This is what I'm going to work on. This will be my kit up and start, the mummy. This is from Thread Geeks. Purchased this a while back. I can never get the glare right. There, that's better. So, yes, we'll be doing that for December Whip Go. Also, my other numbers are needlepoint and Christmas 25. I always put it's Christmas just for fun, and it finally came up. So that's what I'll be doing for December. Um, I also worked on a few other things, but two of them were a part of my 24 hours of cross stitch. So again, I'm not going to show you those. Um, we'll see those in another video when that comes up. But I did work on the Deadly Aquarium. This is Lola Crow. You can see my work on the right side of this piece. Sorry, my right. The left side of this piece. I put in a nice amount of stitches actually on this, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'm still struggling to get through this one, but that's okay. This is a linen, I think it's a 32 count. I'm working at 2/2. So I am loving it though. This is the colors are good. I love the sea life. I don't know what it is that's making me slow. I don't have a problem with working on linen or anything. So I don't know, but for some reason this one's a little slow for me. So still working on it though. Okay, so that is all the stitching I'm going to show you. I will show you one knitting project. I've been working on Christmas presents. I put together this pair of mitts, fingerless mitts for a friend. This is from a variegated ball of yarn. So what I'm doing is I actually have two balls of this. I'm going to make 3 sets of mittens. So I'll have another pair that looks similar to this. And then the end of the ball of yarn actually, I believe, has enough to make one more. And since I have two balls, that'll get me one more set. So I'm going to try to make 3. We'll see how that works. I don't know. But I'm kind of excited for that because I love making people stuff for Christmas if they deserve it, which is a whole conversation. But yeah, all right. So that's everything that I have worked on. And that's because I busted my butt to finish Jelly World. As soon as I saw the end in sight, I was like, let's go. Let's get this done. I did 450 stitches a day on the last 2 days because I just wanted to get it done. So that is finally done. And that was a lot. So let's talk about haul first, and then we'll do plans. So many of you probably already know Thread Geeks is having a huge sale. They are going to be retiring a lot of their charts, a lot. So if there's anything you've ever wanted on Thread Geeks, go get it before it's gone. You have until the end of the year, but I want to make sure everybody is aware of this because there's nothing sadder than thinking you'll buy something later and then having it go away. So they're doing a sale. You can get four charts for the price of two. So I went to the site and said, okay, what are two things that you really have no problem paying for and two things that you want for free? So this is what I came up with. This one I didn't mind paying for. Look at this beauty. I just thought this was so pretty. Sorry if you can hear my watch going off. There's a work text thread that is on fire right now. But isn't that beautiful? I something about those greens. It just caught my eye. That's called Jade Hollow. And oh my gosh, you guys will hate me, but I forgot who the designer is. It's someone well known. Oh, okay. Jade Hollow. Just look up Jade Hollow. The next one that I picked is called Mindful Bear. Isn't that pretty? I love this one. I just love this. Now this has a white background and I will be cropping that out. So yeah, I'll probably put this on white and crop that out. So those are the two that I was like, you know what? I will totally pay for those and I have no problem with that. The two that I decided to get for free, well, this one kind of doesn't matter which direction I give it to you, is this Halloween cat. I just love this. I don't know why. The colors probably. I'm picking a lot of orange lately. I'm sure someone can tell you something about what that means, but it's just called Halloween Cat. And then this one is called Aurora's Song. And don't make me say that word again. Um, yeah, just I love wolves. This is a very kind of Colorado native kind of piece, so fell in love with it. So those are my four patterns that I picked up. Um, and I'm pretty happy with it. So get to Thread Geeks, get your stuff before it's too late, before everything goes away. I have that beautiful mummy one from them, and then I also have a very similar one for Labyrinth that I really loved. I love both of those movies. So yeah, make sure you go get anything you want from Thread Geeks. Okay, let's get to plans. This is going to be the bulk of this video because I've done a lot. I've never been big in playing games and doing all this stuff, and I've done a lot of it. So, you all know I'm doing 24 hours of cross stitch. It's happening. It's in progress. It's going to take like 2 months to finish, but it's happening. And actually, I've got my first 6 hours done, and it was good. It was really good. I got a lot of progress, so I'm happy. So you'll see that video soon. I am no longer participating in the Survivor Stitchy game. I couldn't keep up with it, with everything, trying to get the Sal finished, and just too much trying to finish Christmas presents. I actually just finished a sweater for a friend of mine, which you haven't even seen because I did it in 3 weeks. I made a 3 week long sweater because a friend loved my orange sweater, and I was like, sure, what color do you want it in? And I made it for her and delivered it to her last weekend. So I'm tired. I've been doing a lot, and I don't want my cross stitch to turn into work. So, Survivor's out. Sorry. They were changing, they kept swapping tribes and doing, and I was getting so annoyed. And I love Survivor, but when you're trying to track stitches and all that stuff, I was like, nope, nope, not doing it. HAED's 2026 Stitch Along. I'm not participating. The truth is, so there are two or three charts that I actually like, but none that I thought I like this so much I'd do it this year. So then I said to myself, well, let's look at the reward charts. And if we like those, maybe we'll just do enough to get a reward chart. Don't like them. I don't like them. Or we'll just join, if I was thinking, well, maybe I'll wait till there's 3,000 people and then I'll join. Well, no, because I don't like the reward charts. I don't really like the other charts at all. So, Yeah. And then they're doing an Amy Stewart special chart just for everyone who finishes one page. And I'm not going to join for a chart that I don't know what it's going to look like. They're not going to show it to us until after. So, no, I'm not doing it. Sorry. I worked really hard on this one, but it was because I loved the picture and I wanted it. I want that hanging in my kitchen, like really badly. So that's what kept me going. But I'm just not feeling it. And I don't know, the rules have changed slightly on what you need to get done. And I don't know. Yeah, so sorry, I'm not going to do it. Also not going to do knit whip next year. So I'm planning on doing no stitch alongs, no games, no whip go, no nothing for 2026. I may change my mind if someone starts something fun, I might, but I want to focus on finishing the whips that I've already got going. So I've come up with my plans for next year as to how I want to do that. So the first thing is, oh my gosh, can you hear the dinging? Like this is insane. I can't wait to find out what's going on. There are no new starts outside of kits or materials that I already own. That's my rule. So even all these charts that I just bought, if I don't have that fabric and thread already, I'm not buying it. No buying. I will do a kit parade, maybe like a kits, charts, canvases parade, just to show everybody how much stuff I actually have, which is terrifying to think about. Setting that up would be a pain, but I think you'll understand why I'm making these rules because I really do have a lot. I may make an exception for my birthday or anything I receive at Christmas, because yeah, I might receive something this year that I really want to start. So that's going to be the rules. I need to complete two of my current whips prior to starting anything new, even things that I own already. If it's a kit I already own, I need to finish two whips before I can start it because I really want to work them down. I have a ton. I have a ton, and I have a ton that are on paper. And I have found that transferring them to Pattern Keeper, I'm just not a huge fan. The digital ones work great. I really don't like transferring the paper charts to Pattern Keeper. It doesn't give me you don't get all of the Pattern Keeper functionality that you would with a digital chart, and it just doesn't work as well for me. So not doing that, which means I'm working on paper a lot still. So I'm considering making a few decision wheels to randomly pick my whips out to work on. So what that would be, I decided I would categorize them by what kind of pattern it is. So one for digital patterns, which could be either on Pattern Keeper or Drawboard, which I use on my PC, because they're easier for me to work on when I'm on the couch watching TV in the evenings. So that would be, I'd have one project that I'm focusing on in the evenings. And then another one for paper patterns, which are more suitable to morning stitching here in my office because I'm sitting at my desk. I can, have my paper chart propped up. I have like a copy holder. Any of you as old as me remember copy holders? I use those with my paper charts, and it makes it really easy to work on, and then I can highlight it and do that whole deal. So that would be like basically two projects that I'm focusing on during the time that I decide to focus on them. I might make a third one for needlepoint because I do want to get some progress on my needlepoint. I have a lot of canvases that I'm working on, and I want to kind of get through those too. So the idea would be to spin to select a new focus piece for each of those categories. And then I would work on it for a minimum of 3 strands of floss or 500 stitches, depending on, if it's an easy count the stitches thing, like Pattern Keeper counts it for you, that's great. If it's on Drawboard, which is basically a PDF that I'm highlighting on my computer, it's not counting stitches. Or if it's a paper pattern, it's not counting stitches. So 3 strands of floss to me is I tried, I put in some work. Um, and if it's something that you're not really enjoying so much, you're going to see progress, but it's not so little that, what's the point? And it's not forcing you to keep working on it for a long time. You can get 3 strands of floss done in a day. And then if I'm enjoying myself, I can keep working for as long as I like on those projects. So it might be that, my morning stitching, I'm spinning every other day because I'm like, yeah, okay, did it. I'm done with that. I'm moving to the next. But my evening ones I'm keeping for longer. And that's okay. It's just to get through, keep moving through the projects throughout the year. And then once a project comes up, it's going to be removed from the wheel until all projects are touched in that category. So obviously digital patterns, I have less of them because I have a lot of old stuff. So, I might work through those digital patterns really fast and then they can all come back out. Paper patterns, it's going to be a much longer list. The wheel will be scary. I'll have to see what app to use for that. And if it can hold as many as I'm going to need it to. But so that's my plan is to do that. Um, and so next year, and I'm going to just work on whatever I feel like until January 1st, and then we're going to go to this. So let me know what you think about that plan. I know it's super different. Um, I wasn't giving myself any prizes for WhipGo or anything, so I don't really feel like that's a big loss, honestly. This is just another way for me to work through the projects. I want to make sure I touch them all this year. I have 50 something whips just cross stitch. So that's a lot to get through, and I want to get through them. I want to put some work on each one of them, and I want to get some stuff done. I want to narrow them down, and then I can start working on all these beautiful charts that I have picked up recently, which is a lot. I've picked up way too many, guys, way too many charts. So those are my plans. Look for my 24 hours of cross stitch sometime in the next couple weeks. Um, and then my kit chart and canvas parade sometime in December, I hope. And now I'm going to go see what tea is going on in my office as my watch keeps going off. So, anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and happy stitching to all of you. Oh, and let me know if there is an app that you use for spinning the wheel that you really like. Thanks.